Hey guys, Zen here with the second Inquisitor video. Just a reminder that these videos have the commentary done after the fact. When I go back to doing my normal Let's Plays on Skyrim and stuff, all the commentary will be back to normal with us playing through. Holy and I just wanted to mix it up a bit. See what you guys liked more for this kind of format. Do you liked it more after the fact or during? And it seems like most people liked it more during, and we agree with you because it's a lot less work for us. So just a reminder, we'll be going back to that when the game launches, and when Holy and I get back in on Tuesday, back to the game, we're going to be doing everything during. Also, another reminder, these videos contain a lot of spoilers, so if you're not into that kind of thing, just click the link at the top middle of the screen, and it'll take you to a playlist where you can look at things like space combat and PvP.
You wear the robes of a Sith, but you are not one of us, alien. I look at you, and I wonder, are you among the truly loyal, or do you hide treason in your heart?
Don't be a fool.
Defiance of authority is a hallmark of the immature, and the subversive. I recommend you reconsider your attitude.
There is one threat our Empire must remain forever vigilant against. Those within our own ranks who undermine and weaken us.
Intelligence reports indicate this valley shelters traitors. Acolytes who seek to destroy our Emperor's carefully built order and replace it with their own weak-minded heresies.
They hide among the faithful and obedient. But make no mistake, they will destroy us all, given the chance.
We've watched as the traitors scuttle about this valley and plot against us. We know their faces and their names. It is the Emperor's will that the sands of Korriban be slaked with the blood of these traitors. Prove your allegiance by executing them.
It will be a great honor to serve you, my lord.
And in serving me, you serve the Emperor. Remember that, as you exterminate those vermin in the valley.
I'll give you the means to identify the traitors. Eliminate enough of them to prove your loyalty. Then return to Inquisitor Arzanan.
I'll be watching your progress with great interest. Go now. See that the Emperor's will be done.
So that's an interesting quest I just picked up. Basically this is what it is there's these like initiates that are kind of spies or trying to take down the Empire, and we have to figure out which ones are the good ones and which ones are the bad ones, and we have to eliminate the spies or whatevs. Yeah, it's interesting, but I don't know if this is going to make it in live. This is kind of part of my like low leveling guide there. If you look, you go to the like quest items in your bag there. It's the second tab, and you just right click on the thing, and it'll scan them. You could drag that down onto your hotbar if you wanted, but the thing is, I was expecting that to be kind of like an ability that they would give you, like in Warcraft when you have a quest. Usually that kind of stuff is up in the quest corner and you can just click and it's really useful. I was expecting that, but that's not quite what happened. Those two guys apparently were already scanned by this other person running around, so I had to go check these two. As I said before, these videos this particular Inquisitor video series can be taken as a loose leveling guide, so you guys can see where all the quests are. I've done these quests before, so basically you can get a general idea of what I'm going to do here. And I did have a few computer issues and a few issues with my character, so there are points of where I end up skipping ahead just because it's boring, and there are also in this set of videos quite a few areas where I just speed up because it's me literally killing for 20 minutes, and it's really hard to make commentary over that for 20 minutes. As much as I would love to try, I just don't think it would all be that interesting to listen to. Mostly because I don't necessarily think that all the stuff I have to say is that interesting, so I'm sure you guys would rather watch the gameplay, so I just let you guys see some of that instead. But I'm coming up over this area now. Take note of this. In the game, there are these things called datacrons, and there's a few different types of them, but they're basically scattered throughout the world, and they encourage you to go explore things, right? So I'm coming over here, and I'm going to show you where the first one on Korriban is, or I guess you can consider it like the third one, because there's 2 others inside the academy there, and I'll find those later, but, or at least I think there's only 2. There might be more that I never found, but you can basically find them because you can hear them kind of glowing or shining or whatever it is. They got a specific noise to them, and if you're out questing, you can probably hear them if you're close by, and then you can look around for them. So I'm gonna try to do this. Yeah, that person, of course, was not one of the dudes that I had to do. So I'm gonna go this way, right? Now you can hear it. See, it's got very specific noise. So you just come over to it, you click on it, and it'll. Some of them give you stat bonuses. Some of them give you codex updates. I mean, there's quite a few different ones. But basically, you just come over, you click on it, and you'll get the little like Datacron thing. And Datacrons, I think, are a really cool way of showing you that you can explore the world. So basically, I jumped down here, and I didn't actually mean to, but I did anyways. And I'm gonna work my way back. I finished the quest real quick. That you guys don't need to see that, and then I'm gonna go turn it into this guy over here.
I watched you deal with those traitors. Well done. That was an impressive display of loyalty. Take this reward as a token of the Emperor's favor, and wear this badge. It marks you as a defender of our empire.
Stay vigilant. Our enemies lurk where you least expect them.
Okay, so I'm going to take the little transport thing here over to a different side for my quest that I'm supposed to do. You can see it on the map clearly there, but I had a bug with when I was actually flying over there, so I'm just going to skip ahead. There was a quest I picked up there, but something happened with Fraps in the game where nothing recorded there, and what it did record was just darkness, so I just skipped over that. That way you guys didn't have to see the darkness for like 30 seconds or whatever it was for the flight path. But you can see where I'm at clearly on the map now, and I have to go down and around on this path here, and I've got a quest to from the guy that I was just standing in front of. I got to kill these things on my way over to this other guy. So there's another thing that it's kind of sad that I didn't catch it because of the graphical stuff with Fraps, but on my way flying over here I saw a purple Datacron, and I'll show you where that one's at as well. So in this video alone you should be able to see 2 Datacrons, which is quite impressive actually. Considering on the other planets I think I found 1 each planet. It was awful. So I probably am a lot better off finding them here on Korriban. Maybe I just heard them quicker, or I heard them when I was flying over them or something. I don't know. I was able to find a lot more in Korriban than the others. So I'm just gonna mess around killing these guys for the quest. I got that cool new ability, which is like it's like a knockback, really. It's very useful in the fact that when you're next to a ledge, you can knock people off of it, which is really cool. It almost guarantees them to die if the ledge is high enough, and I quite like it. It's fun to like run into combat here like I'm gonna do, right? So I lightning one of them, and then I come over here, and then I just knock them all back, and then I'm able to force lightning once I get in range. And that was another thing I wanted to talk about, is the sorcerer route for the advanced class. You get quite a few caster-like abilities and like talent points and stuff. Now, one of them definitely increases the range on all of your abilities, which is really needed for the Inquisitor. But I can see why they added that, like talent or ability, or I don't remember which one it was. I think it was a talent point that you put in. Because if you had that as an assassin, you would be quite overpowered, because you would be able to do a lot of damage from pretty far away without the things actually getting to you, and be able to be a tank. So that was just not a wise choice, and I'm glad that they didn't put that in, and that the sorcerer actually has to spec into range. I think that's quite cool. The other thing about the sorcerer is that you can heal. Now, I haven't quite seen a Sith sorcerer healing, so I don't know how it works, but I figure it works just like probably a lot like a normal healer would in any other typical RPG or MMO rather. And you know, you target a thing and you cast your heal and all that, and you probably heal them with lightning or something weird. I don't know how that's going to work. I never checked it out, so... And like I said, I never saw anybody healing as a sorcerer, but I do know that the spec is there and you can do it. So that is an option if you're willing to do that. And I think that's one of the things I like about the sorcerer is they can be everything. They could be a tank, they could be a DPS, and they can heal. They can also be a melee or ranged DPS, and that is also quite cool. I think that's one of the reasons why I like my druid the most when I played Warcraft, was that that I could fulfill any position there for groups, and I really like that. So I got a quest here to turn in.
More bone marrow samples. Lord Renning will be pleased. You may go.
What a jerk. And I have a very interesting quest to pick up over to my right, and I'll talk more after I pick it up. So I'll let you guys kind of see what's happening. It's not the quest alone that's interesting, it's my choice I get to make.
Ah, I'd heard we were evaluating alien competency to be Sith. How fascinating to finally meet a test subject. I trust the sight of a messy operating table doesn't disturb you?
Your lab looks like the inside of a beast's belly.
So quick to turn away in disgust. You're denying yourself knowledge and power. This used to be a Tukata, the hound-like creatures infesting Korriban's tombs. On the surface, nothing special. But I alone can see this creature is an expression of pure dark side energy. Aggression made manifest.
You're awfully enamored of yourself.
I have gazed into the depths of the abyss and found revelations there others only dream of. The Force is alive. It expresses its will in the physical world. This Tukata was one such form.
Where do you get all this free time?
You judge me, yet have no understanding of my work. I've dissected hundreds of Tukata, forging a direct connection to the dark side. Each beast I examine advances me toward perfect unity. I now stand at a new frontier, but find myself thwarted. My most perfect specimen, a Tukata mutant, escaped to the tombs before I could analyze it.
Life is rough, but at least it's interesting.
You don't understand. I've lost a vital key to unlocking the dark side's true essence. You acolytes delve those tombs on your trials. You could hunt that Tukata for me and retrieve its perfect brain. My apprentice, Melora, saw which tomb the mutant beast fled into. Find out what she knows, assist me, and you will be rewarded.
I'll speak with Melora and do whatever is necessary, my lord.
You found a great calling in my service. I trust you appreciate that.
So, are you ready for the weird choice that I get to make? I'm going to come over and pick up this other quest that is optional if I wanted it to be, and yeah, you'll get the idea of what I'm talking about when it boils down to the option I get to choose here.
Seeking Lord Renning's lost pet, are you? Don't waste your time. That fool's research is pointless.
Not a very loyal apprentice, are you?
He's my master in title only. He has nothing to teach anyone about the dark side of the Force. Renning deludes the Dark Council into believing he's advancing Sith knowledge. The truth is, he wastes the Empire's time and resources dissecting mindless animals. But if his experiments were discredited, he would be banished, and I would be rewarded.
You're just scheming to get rid of your master.
I have a greater destiny than serving as a research assistant in this pathetic excuse for a laboratory. Look, just a minor alteration to the mutant Tukata's brain would allow me to reveal my master as a fraud. Bring me the brain before delivering it to Lord Renning, and I'll make it worth your while.
I'm sure there's some way we can work this out.
Perfect. Then we have an agreement. The mutant Tukata escaped to the tomb of Mark of Ragnos. It's much larger than the others, so it's easy to spot. Return to me with the brain before you see Lord Renning, and I'll take care of the rest.
So basically, if you didn't catch that, If I turn in the quest to him, I do just the normal quest that he asked me to do. If I turn in the quest to her, I change it up a bit. I give her the whatever I needed to give her that she asked for, and it gives you a different outcome. And there's choices like that in the game that affect the later stuff. So like the early choices you make will sometimes affect later stuff, and it affects your gameplay and everything. I think that's quite cool. And you don't really see that in many MMOs. You see it in normal RPGs. Like if you played Skyrim, you see choices like that all the time. It's a norm, but it's really hard to get that in an MMO because most MMOs aren't story driven, right? And I think I would say pretty much any MMO I've ever played except for this one, I actually just skipped over all the quest text because I didn't give a damn, because it wasn't voice acted. You know, I think the voice acting really helps with this, and the fact that they have amazing writers. But yeah, it's a cool choice that you get to make.
Sergeant Garrus, turns out the rumors were true. Some of the sentries we lost down here aren't dead. They lost their minds, just like the Acolytes. Doesn't mean we're going to have any easier a time getting the research supplies back, though. The crates are secured with multi-locks. If we're going to open these things without frying the contents, we need to get all the sentries' code cylinders back. I don't think negotiation is an option. The men aren't keen to take down their old comrades, but we'll do what we can. Once we have the code cylinders, we'll crack open the supply crates and get back. Tavon out.
So coming up here in a minute, I'll be able to show you guys where that datacron is that I said I saw earlier. Yeah, it's around the corner. I just wanted to point out that at this point of recording, I was having a lot of issues with frame. Like you could see it stuttering there if you look closely, and I was like, "What is going on?" It turns out that the hard drive I was recording to was actually corrupted. Right? It had so many issues. It had bad sectors. It was done for. It was out for the count, and I didn't know that at the time. And it was trying to record to a bad sector. So I'm lucky that I have the footage I do, but it's at this point that I think I switch coming up here in a second, and I switch to recording back to my main hard drive. And yeah, it was worth the shot because I was running out of space, but it just wasn't going to work. So like I said, I end up switching right here. You'll see the obvious transition. There we go. And now I'm back to being on a better hard drive, really. And still have that bug, though, even after logging out of the game and stuff, and it's really annoying. But so I'm going to come over here. I think I logged out of the game. Actually, I may not have. I may have just changed the destination for Fraps to record to. So yeah, I'm going to kill these guys. They don't really put up too much of a challenge at all. At this point, I've gotten quite good at the game. When I first started, I died a few times just because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't understand the combat mechanics as well as I should have. And yeah, I died quite a few times. But I have since figured it out, so I'm able to take on multiple enemies without much of an issue. And I quite like that it's not too difficult to begin with. It's at a pace that's doable, and it teaches you game mechanics as you go, and it gets much harder as you level up, and I like that about the game. So I'm going to come around the corner here, and you will see the obvious datacron. See? Nice and purple. Maybe it's pink. It looks purple to me. So I'm going to come over here and get the datacron that I need. So another thing I wanted to mention is that I'm going to speed up a lot of the content coming up here in a second because it's really just me running around killing. I even missed a quest, but I'll talk to you about that in a second once I've turned in a few of them that I come back and do. So yeah, I pick up this datacron, and I think this one gives me stats. I'm not sure what this one gives me. We'll find out here in a second. Yes, I'm stunned. Oh geez, datacron. Oh gosh. It gave me a codex entry and 550 experience. That's always good. So now you know where that one's at. And yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna speed her up because it's quite boring here. So enjoy the high-pitched noises. And now that that all nonsense is done, I'm gonna go ahead and turn in this quest, and you'll be able to see the choice that I end up making, and it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. So let's check this out.
I'm running out of patience. Have you finally acquired the mutant Tukata brain, or should I send someone else?
Patience, my lord. You'll have it soon.
Don't bother me again until you have that brain.
So there you go. That's his thing. I'm like, no, I don't have it. I don't know what you're talking about. And I come over to this chick, and
Have you recovered the mutant Tukata brain yet? I'm eager to conclude the business we discussed.
It's right here. Have it.
Excellent. This chemical will make it appear as though Renning is falsifying his research. There. All that remains is for me to whisper the right words in the wrong ears. I'm transferring credits to your account now. Give Renning the brain and collect his reward too. You've made out quite well.
Can I aid your clever machinations in some other way?
You've been more than useful. Perhaps another time. We shouldn't be seen speaking again. Lord Renning might suspect us. Give him the brain.
okay. So now she gives me the thing to go give him the brain, and that's what I go do after I get turned around. And it's cool, you know, a little choice that you're able to do.
You have the brain at last. Excellent work. I trust it wasn't too much trouble.
You're not getting all the gory details.
Keeping the secrets of your success to yourself? As you wish. You've done good work, my alien friend. Take a reward and run along.
You might want to consider bathing sometime.
Yes, yes, you may stop talking now. Goodbye.
So yeah, it's pretty cool the choices that you're able to do in the game like that. At higher levels, choices become a lot more difficult to make, and they affect your story as you go along. Not in a negative or positive way, they just affect the way that your story plays out. And I think that's quite cool, because say I level my bounty hunter all the way up, maybe a friend of ours or a guildie may level a bounty hunter and they have a completely different experience than I did towards the end of the game, and I think that's pretty cool, and I like that, and I like that there's the option there. So I'm going to come up here and fly over to the academy, which is the bad thing to do. Do not, if you're taking this as a guide, do not do this, because I missed something, and you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to fly and go all the way over there, but this is a cool way to check out some of Korriban. It's a nice scenery, a nice tour. So as you can see, it's very red. It's very Colorado and Utah, and yeah, big giant statues. One of them's missing a head. Oh, hey, look, a spaceship and some other planet. It's cool. I really like Korriban. I figured I'd let you guys see this part, but it's about here. I'm going, wait a second, did I miss something? And I'm going, oh dang, I think I did. So I turn around and I end up opening up my map, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, if you look over in the top right corner, I totally missed a quest or two. Bad move. That was a bad move. So let me just skip ahead to this, where my Inquisitor quest is. So I'm going to come in here. If you didn't know, that's an individual phase for the Inquisitor. If you watch any of my other videos, I explain that. Of how those work, and I suggest watching those if you don't know, but just briefly to explain it, it's basically a phase for my quest, so that way people can't screw with my story. Now let's check out this Hatak class pyramid thingy.
Peace is a lie. There is only passion.
I'm really hoping somebody got that Stargate reference I just threw out there. There's got to be one person in the entire world that possibly could get that reference. If not, I apologize, but I'm a Stargate fan. I love Star Wars, but Stargate's cooler. Stargate even references Star Wars many a time, so you should go watch it if you like Star stuff.
Perhaps calm is necessary.
Of course nothing happens. Of course.
Just open, damn it!
So, yeah, there you go. I think that was a pretty good demonstration of my patience. I tried all the options, and of course, the only one that would actually work is to electrocute the dang thing. But, you know, oh well. At least now you guys know which one is the right option, so you can just choose it right off the bat, am I right? So I'm just gonna come over here, you know, obviously get my inactivity bug again. Like I said before, many times, beta is beta. If you see bugs, it's not representative of what the game's actually going to be like when the game comes out. It'll be much smoother. I think actually that all the beta testers on this build that we were playing on were like a build, maybe two builds behind the internal testers. So a lot of these bugs had already been ironed out in their process. We just weren't there yet. So they were testing the stability of the servers mostly on this, plus fixing some bugs as well. So it's good that their internal testers probably had already got that. So I'm just going to skip ahead here because you're just going to see me run all the way back anyways, and that's really boring. And there's a surprise quest over here actually, so let's pick that one up.
Yes, can I help you with something? Hold on. Are those the research supplies we were after? I'd given up on them days ago. You've no idea how much I appreciate this. Some of these chemicals take months to manufacture. Not much use to you, but vital to us. Thank you. You're welcome to use some of our equipment as compensation. I'll make sure to mention you to the commander.
Never mind, I lied. It's turning that one in, not picking it up. Oh well. One thing that I did want to throw out there, and you'll be able to see it in a second. I did talk about it, I think, in the Smuggler video. But basically, on every planet, there's accommodation vendors, and by killing things or doing quests or anything like that, even doing instances or flashpoints rather, you pick up accommodations for certain things, and there's these vendors. That's not one of them. Nope, that is definitely, I'm just checking it out. But off over to my right on the hill there, yeah, you'll see him over right there. There's a accommodation vendor, and you'll be able to kind of see what he's got going on, and some of it looks pretty cool and matches the stuff you get at a later level, which I think is really cool. So that one's kind of more weird. I don't really like that one. The last one is also pretty weird, but the middle one is quite cool. And I think I end up getting that one anyways. I don't know. We'll see. I actually didn't end up playing this character past level 11, I think. I think I went and had some fun on Droman Kos. Is that how it's pronounced? Yes, Droman Kos. And once I was done doing that, I just moved on to doing the Jedi Knight. I actually did the Jedi Knight playthrough after this one, because the Jedi area was really overpopulated when I went in the first time, and you'll see that there was quite a bit of people there to begin with. I think Holy was having some issues with overpopulation as well, but it's not like in other MMOs where you literally have to wait like 10 minutes for a mob to spawn, and you have to keep tagging it, or trying to tag it rather. But because they split you up into different phases based on how many people are on each realm, it's quite cool that I didn't really have to fight the crowds here on this planet. Or even when I did play the Jedi, I didn't really fight the crowds too much. There was some, but not a whole lot. So I'm going to train up here, and do you hear something?
What dark secrets?
You don't hear it yet, do you? Because this is really quiet in comparison to my voice, of course, and you can't hear it. But there is, in fact, I see it up there because I hear it because I had my sound up, but you'll hear it when I get closer. It is yet another Datacron, so I'm going to come over here. Now you hear it. So I'm going to pick this one up. I think this is just a lore item, I think. Yeah, Codex entry, so there you go. Gives me experience, though. And I figured I would show you one later on as well that's in the other room, but you won't see that until a later quest. So, but there are two in this building that I know of. There may be more. And I've got an Inquisitor quest coming up to turn in, basic Inquisitor stuff over in this general area. By the way, really quickly mentioning, I think it's pretty cool that they split up the Sith Warrior and the Sith Inquisitor stuff, like pretty much directly in half in this building if you look at the map. And so basically all the Inquisitor stuff's towards the north, most of it, and all the Warrior stuff, most of it's to the south, and I really like that. It makes it a lot easier to get to the quests, especially when you're like going from your trainer down to here, but helping some people out in general chat or just talking to them, I don't know. I can't really tell. Most of the time I'm trying to help, and let's turn in this quest and kind of see what's going on here.
You better not be wasting my time, slave. You better have the holocron. A fake. Or stolen from the library, probably. I'll deal with you later. Now, I believe it's time for another demonstration. Gur, step forward.
Yes, Overseer.
Fon, kill him.
With pleasure, Overseer.
Let Gur be an example to you. Fon destroyed him easily, like he will destroy all of you. Are there any other objections?
You are only giving us power, Harkon.
And your comments are only hastening your death, slave. Now the rest of you know the next trial. Go. You, slave, stay here. Now, slave, you think yourself pretty clever getting that holocron, don't you?
I really am the best.
You are lucky Lord Zash finds you useful. Now for your trial. The last, darkest secrets of Tulak Horde are buried in his tomb. Lord Zash wants this text. But the final resting place of the dead lord is not easily trespassed. You will not be the first to die there.
I will return with the text.
Do not come back here until you've gotten the text from Tulak Horde's tomb. Out of my sight, slave!
He's such a jerk. So that is the end of this video. In the next one, I've leveled quite a bit in this one. In the next one, I'll talk more about how the Inquisitor works as I get more abilities. But other than that, I will see you guys next time.